Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Kara, and whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me on another day of Frizzmas. I'm so glad to be doing this again this year. It's a lot of work and it's really hard, but we're gonna make it happen this year, y'all. So today I am gonna be talking about what if I could only keep 10 brushes. So these brushes that I'm gonna share with you are like my top brushes. I would not be able to live without these brushes. So if you want to see the brushes that I choose from my collection, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and it's your love, I want to keep saying, and you especially love eyeshadow, because that's what I was saying, but my love for eyeshadow is moving into just other aspects of beauty. So if you just love it all, this is the channel for you. Definitely consider joining the community because I would love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So let me go ahead and start out by saying I already cheated. I have 11 brushes. There was not one brush that I could eliminate. I could narrow this down to 11 brushes, but definitely not 10. So there's that. 11 brushes is hard for people, but we're gonna make 11 brushes work, okay? So that's what we're doing today. I do wanna share that recently I have added Sonia G to my collection. I have added the Blends Bunny brushes to my collection, but I just don't feel like I've used these brushes long enough to say I could not live without them, although I am sure all of you would probably go ahead and say I would not be able to live without the Sonia G brushes, but I just want to be fair because these are brushes that I have been using since I started to try to up my brush game, which happened quite soon after I started my YouTube channel. So let's get into it. We're gonna start with the brush that I use this brush every single day without fail. Y'all, this brush, I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, I will never say like this is a must-have, you need to have this, but this brush has been a game changer for me. This is the BK Beauty 101 brush. This is a foundation brush. I'm sorry, I did clean it, but then I used it. And as you can see, it has a slanted shape. It's full, it's dense, it is amazing for cream products. Yes. Now, this brush I use for my foundation, I use for my concealer. You can kind of pinch it and kind of get up in there the way that you need to. You could use this for a cream bronzer. This brush is just so great with multitasking, and I use this brush every day. In fact, this is the only brush I use for my skin tint or foundation. It's the first brush I've had like this, and I'm excited because I also recently purchased the Angie Hot and Flashy brush set, and there is a smaller version of this brush, so I'm so happy to have this brush shape in my collection. I love you. I do. I really do. Brush number 2. This is my Rephr 15 brush. Y'all, I pretty much start out every look with this brush. Whether I'm doing a transition, whether I'm starting in the outer corner, the Rephr 15 brush is a staple to my collection. I was thinking about ordering another one because I just love it so much. It's so soft. These brushes are affordable. I have pretty much purchased all of my Rephr brushes from the concept store and gotten them half off. I don't have the words for this brush, but it definitely is a brush that I love and appreciate, and I wouldn't want to be without my Rephr 15. So that's brush number 2. Now I am not, this is not in order, so I'm just naming the brushes. Brush number 3. Another Rephr brush. We have several Rephr brushes in this lineup. This is the Rephr 26 brush. I don't think I zoomed in on the 15, so let me do that. I definitely want you to see all these brushes up close. So, love this brush so much. So back to number 3. This is the Rephr 26 brush. Y'all, this is the biggest pencil brush that Rephr has. It is the biggest pencil brush that I own and that I've seen. This brush I use all the time and I lose all the time, but it is so great for going in and diffusing shades that you put on your under eye. So when you take, like, let's say you use a smudger, if you use a smudger brush, for me, it concentrates that shadow a lot, and I don't really like a concentrated shadow under eye. I like it to be more diffused, and for some looks, depending on how dramatic I want them to be, I want to bring that, not that low, but bring that shadow down. This brush is perfect for it, and it's so delicate for this under eye area. This is a staple to my collection. Again, these are the brushes I really use every day. I don't know why I continue to have all these brushes sitting out when I pretty much go for the same ones. But the Rephr 26 is a beautiful brush, very soft, just perfect for that area. You can do a brow bone highlight with it. You can do an inner corner highlight with it, but I just love it for this under eye area. Right on the lower lash line. That's number 3. Number 4 is gonna go to one of my Bristles Beauty brushes. In my lineup of my 10 brushes, 11 brushes, I do need a bronzer brush. I don't necessarily use this one every single day. A lot of times, I use this brush here by BH Cosmetics, this bronzing brush. But if I am going to keep brushes, you know, I'm probably going to want my natural hair ones for the bronzer. This brush is so good and it's small. So when I do my bronzer, you know, getting up here in my hairline, and if I want to get around, this brush is just small enough to concentrate the bronzer the way I need it to be and then diffuse it out. So this is a great brush. If I wanted to use it for blush, I could, but I really do like this and the shape for applying bronzer. And I will say I am a bit of a newbie when it comes to different brushes and what brushes are good for creams and which ones are good for powders, but this is a natural hair brush. It's definitely going to be good for the powders. Now, brush number 5 is the brush that I like to use for the creams. And this is one of my Echo Tools brushes. I got these a couple months back. They are excellent for stamping in cream blushes and cream bronzers. And that's exactly what I use this brush for. They come in a set of 3 and there's a bigger one. This is the medium size one and there's a smaller one. I chose the medium size one because it's right in the middle and it's great like when I use my cream blushes, my Fenty cream blushes, my Fenty bronzer, which is what I have on right now. I just tap it on in. It is just so great for cream products. And here's what it looks like. These are really, really affordable brushes and they work great. I really like this. Okay. Brush number 6 is going to another BK Beauty brush. This is the 104. This is a beautiful brush for blush. Ooh, a brush for blush. And you could also use this for powder. I have this Morphe brush that I use for powder, but I am not enjoying it as much because I do believe it's a bit scratchy. I could double up and use this for my under eye powder. It is a bit big for that, but I can make it work. Like you talking about 11 brushes, 10 brushes, I'm gonna have to multitask. I could use this for the setting powder and I keep doing this because it's so soft and it just feels so great. So yes, this is a great brush to have, great brush for blush, and I'm happy to have this in my collection. This entire BK Beauty set that I have has been amazing. Whoa, whoa. Brush number 7 is gonna go to my Rare Beauty Concealer brush. Now, before I got, this is the cheat brush, okay? I added this one at the end because, to be honest with you, I was using my BK Beauty 101 brush And then I purchased this at the Sephora sale earlier on in the year. And I really love it for just getting in when you do your concealer, just getting up in here. Because this is, even though you can pinch it or turn it, sometimes I turn this brush backwards and tap it in this way. But the shape of this brush is just, can you close my door? Yes, you. The shape of this brush is just great for this area. It just fits perfectly. And here's what it looks like. And I can't remember how much this one was, but definitely a reasonably priced brush. And it is the only brush I have in my collection that has this shape. And it's great. It cleans up easily. It is a great brush. Brush number 8. Now, I don't even think they make this brush anymore, but y'all, this is the Rephr 22. Oh. This is the ultimate blush brush. It is. There is just no way that I could not include this. This is the most expensive brush that I own until recently because I purchased the Niji Pro by Sonia G. But originally, the price of this brush was $110, and it was at the concept store. I remember catching a live, Morgan Turner was on, and this brush was there, and she's like, this will change your life. Like, this is the brush to get. So I spent $55 on it, and that still, up until I purchased the Niji Pro, was the most expensive brush that I own. So this is going on the list. It puts blush on beautifully and quickly. I mean, look how big this brush head is. It's huge. It is huge. It cleans beautifully. I remember when I first cleaned it, I'm like, oh my gosh, is it gonna go back to the way it was? Because, you know, it looked all like a little wet dog, you know what I mean? And it just cleans up beautifully every single time. I love this brush. I think they have something else close to it, but you know, I love blush and I like blush heavy looks. So, you know, you can just kind of get it where you need to. And if you want to be bronze heavy, you could do that too. It just doesn't have that angle, but you could even kind of pinch it if you want to. I love this one. Again, this is for powders only. Number 9 is gonna go to another Rephr brush. I see a trend here. I wish I would have gotten the Rephr brushes from Black Friday. They had the whole like eye set for $159. It would have doubled up some of my brushes and I wouldn't have cared because I use these all the time. This is the Rephr 02 brush. I love this brush a lot. It is a perfect brush for packing on the shimmer. You just pack it on. If you want to, you can use this one for the under eye. It's not as diffusing or as soft as the pencil brush because of the shape of the actual brush or the bristles, but you can use it for that. I love this brush. I definitely knew that if I could only keep 10 brushes or 11 brushes, I'm gonna need something for packing on my shimmers because I don't always use my fingers. So this is a perfect brush for it and I'm happy to have it. Brush number 10 is gonna go to another Bristles Beauty brush. This is the EO1DL. This brush is so perfect for your transition. Any type of eyeshadow where you want it to be kind of blown out, this is the brush for you. You can start it here and do your little tapping, your windshield wiper, anything like that. It has a larger brush head, so I just feel like you can get your shadow on in a quicker amount of time and it's gonna just be diffused. This is not for like the crease or anything like that. This is that first shade that you're gonna lay down to set down your eyeshadow primer or however you do it. This is your very first shade. This is also a great shade for blending out. Like if you're the type of person that goes to the lid and then takes a shade to blend out, this is a perfect brush for it. It's just so light and just the way that it picks up the pigment is not gonna concentrate it. This is a brush that you want to diffuse it, or if you want to like merge two colors together so the lines aren't harsh, That's why I love this brush. The Bristles Beauty brushes are a bit shorter than your standard brush, but it's kind of cool. It's not like that significant, but it helps you, you know, you just have more control. I mean, you got more control on the brush, but I'm just saying, it's a shorter brush. And I like that. I like my Bristles Beauty brushes. I don't really talk about them too much, but they are a staple part of my collection and I use them all the time. And the last brush, brush number 11, I had to go with the Rephr 14 brush. Now, I was torn between the Rephr 14 and the Rephr 13, but I'm gonna go with the 14. These two brushes are great for people that have hooded eyes like me. I have hooded eyes and sometimes you need to get in, you know, where you need to get into the crease. But with the 14 is this top brush here. What I like about the 14 is the shape of the brush head. Anything that has that domed brush head, I really like that. And I like more diffused looks, you know. I mean, I do bold looks, but I like when you can really diffuse the color out easily. Honestly, when I put the pigment or the shadows into my crease, my shadow gets lost in the crease. It gets lost there. So I can crease all I want, but when I open my eyes and look straight on, like all I can see right here are my lashes. So anything that I put in my crease gets kind of sucked up. This brush is so great for concentrating into the crease, but this one is just great for, you put it in the crease, but when I like it to be a little bit above, because that's what I like. Like I took this gray shade and put it in my crease, but I have to put it a little bit above. And I feel like this is really great for diffusing as well and merging your transition shade with that crease shade. Because when you have hooded eyes, if you just concentrate it in the crease and never look at it again, when you open your eyes, that shade is gonna be gone and you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad. So this brush is really good for that. And that's it. These, I can do a complete face and eye look with these brushes. I can multitask with them. And I never thought about what brushes I would keep, but these would be it. Now, the other aspects of makeup that I would have to put on, like highlighter, I could definitely go into this Bristles Beauty brush because it's so fluffy and so big and place highlighter. Like I could definitely do that. A lot of these brushes have more than one use. So I'm happy with this selection. If I had to take out one brush and really and truly make it 10, I would probably take out this one. I hate to say that, but I did pick two blush brushes. I just think this one is so big. This one I can really get into my under eye area nicely and not be doing all this. Like this is a lot. This is a lot. You can't even see my eye. I can't see. Say no. You really can't see my, like, but you could do it. But this brush is staying on the list. I could do overall powder with this one, but I don't know. This one just has a better shape because it has that point. This one just has a way better shape for getting in those areas despite being a big brush. So no, I can't get rid of it. I'm sorry. No, never mind. If I can't. These are my 11 staple brushes, you guys. What are your staples? Let me know in the comments below. I know I don't talk a lot about brushes. I may mention them from time to time, but I do want to share the other things that, you know, I enjoy about makeup because I know I've been like all about eyeshadow this year and probably since my channel started, but you know, I just want to be a little more well-rounded and let you know the things that I like so that if you're interested or you have hooded eyes or, you know, you're curious about certain brands, like I want to make sure I'm bringing that content as well so that you know what's up. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for this Frizzmas season, y'all. And I'm gonna be seeing y'all really soon. I hope this was therapy for you because it definitely was for me. So until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Bye.